I, when it comes to swim, I mean, any professional sport, I mean, not professional, but any competitive sports, we're talking about level of standards. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that was my belief the whole time. You know how I was like, I never wanted
yeah.
to finish a workout being excellent. I was like, excellent is not good enough. You got to be extraordinary. Like
Mm,
I'm not leaving the pool until I reach the level I believe is extraordinary. And to be honest, this is how I feel. This is how I felt like my entire career, and this is how I still feel about, like, for an example, like a final of the World Championships or the Olympics. I see a lot of exceptional guys, but maybe one or two were extraordinary.
yeah,
So, and when it comes to that final, like, I don't see people with different tools. Like, there's no more talented swimmer. There's no more swimmer in a better shape than the other, or oh my god, that swimmer is more disciplined. I was like, when it comes to that final, I was like, this is the difference between how you build your result, because everybody's good, everybody's in shape, everybody's ready. Why are you going to be the guy by your side if he's as good as you are? So that was my mentality in Auburn every day. I was like, to beat like myself in the final, like, I gotta imagine there are 7 guys like I am in the final. How I'm gonna be those other 7 guys? It's not about, training hard and being disciplined. I was like, no, I gotta bring something more to the table. And well, more, better than everybody else how it was every day in Auburn. It's not. It gets to a point where it's tough to keep up, with that environment and that intensity. But I always believe that the process that you put in every day, the habits, you really invest yourself in, are the difference maker for that special moment.
it's fun. It's interesting you say that, right? Like the difference between exceptional and extraordinary, and this is a very important distinction that people need to understand about you, right? And this is a very clear indicator to me of what separated you. And as you were saying this, it reminded me of a time where I tried to inspire you once as your coach, and I would always like send you things and put quotes together or whatever, like or send you a picture. And I remember I sent you a picture once. I'm not exactly sure when it was. I just remember the moment. I sent you a picture of a soccer player once, and in my mind, he was an exceptional, an extraordinary soccer player, like one of the world's best soccer players. So I used this photo. I don't know if you remember this, but I used this photo and I sent it to you, and I'm like, be like him. And you were like, Brett, this guy sucks. Why would I want to be like him? And in my mind, like I said, in my mind, he's one of the best soccer players in the world. And you're like, no, if I want to be like anyone. And then you sent me, I think it was like Messi back or Ronaldo or something like that. You're like, if I'm going to be like anyone, I'm going to be like them. And it was like you always did that. And that's what people don't fully understand about you in swimming is like when you looked at your competition, most people looked at your competition as exceptional competition. You were looking at the extraordinary. You were looking at the 1 or 2 people that were on your level that you could compete with. And that's the standard you always kept yourself to. Most people would say, oh, wow, there's 10 people here that can win this race. You were like, no, there's not. There's like 1 or 2 people that can win this race. That's it. Like you would discount everybody else. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I want to underestimate the competition, but like when it
Right.
comes to those spots, I mean, like like those times, like finals of the World Championships, you have an idea who has the advantage a little bit, like because everybody's is very good, everybody's exceptional, but like you see, if there's a reason you see, for an example, like Chad Leclos in the 200 butterfly, and it was just like, yeah, he's there. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a reason where now we see Milak, and it's just like, yep. I mean, everybody's very good, everybody's exceptional, but yeah, that guy, he's just playing on a different
Mm,
dimension, like
mm,
even
mm,
though everybody's good, he finds a way. He has a different gear
mm.
almost, and I feel like every human being has this ability to see that, but most of us are not like very comfortable talking about it because it feels like we're underestimating the competition, and sometimes we actually are. But when it comes to that's what I always said to you and to everybody, man. When it
Mm.
comes to competitive sports, you got to be honest with what's happening with your thoughts too. I mean, don't fight your thoughts. I mean, instinct is something very important for a swimmer or for any competitive athlete. So yeah, when it comes to the mindset, man, I always like, for me, two things were the most important of all. One was the level of standards. I mean, I never, I was like, I'm never backing this down. Like I'm looking for the extraordinary. Like, and I'm not like, good is not good enough. Exceptional might make you, into the podium, but it's not going to win it. You got to look for the extraordinary. And the level of competition that I had and the standard that I had was with me. I remember one of the meets that we were in, Brad, was like, I think it was one of the Auburn Invitational, like for age groups and all. And I won the 50 and 100 freestyle, but I wanted to punch the wall after I swam. Like I threw my equipment like I was crazy. I remember Richard coming talking to me, and I swam like a 44.0 and I don't know, like a 19.9, a 20.0, something like that. And I was like, no, like, and I remember Richard was like, man, like, I understand what you're doing, but please, like, just keep it down, because like, you just beat everybody. So you're gonna make everybody feel so much worse than they already are feeling. But I was like, man, like, I'm not here to compete against them. Like, I'm here to reach my 101%, my 101%. Like 100% is not enough. And I remember looking at the scoreboard, I was like, 44.0 is not good enough. Like, I don't care if I won. Like, I have to go back to my house. I have to look myself in the mirror, and I'm not happy. Okay, I'm gonna look at the mirror, and there's a guy that is not swimming well right now. It's not living to the full potential that he can do.
Right.
So this level of standards, man, it was something that I don't know if it was healthy or not, or it works. I gotta say to everybody that is listening to us right now, if you want to change your life quickly, just raise the level of standards and commit. I mean, if you really commit to the extraordinary constantly, I mean, your life is going to change, because I mean, it's just playing a different game. I mean, you're not competing against everybody else. Like, you just ask yourself, how good can I be? What do I have to do to be my very best? And then the second thing, to really reach a different level of results, it's the team. I mean, it's the people around you. I mean, you're not going to be there by yourself, and you need people. And I'm not talking about like relationships too, Brett. I mean, we come from an individual sport.
Right.
And I'm not talking about like having good relationships with your teammates. I mean, this is important. Yeah, of course it is. But I'm talking about aligning the level of standards of everybody.
Right.
Because it's so much easier, man, to surround ourselves with people with lower expectations. And for me, that explains why the US is so successful in sports, because everybody has the level of standards in the extraordinary, at least in the exceptional. So when you go to different countries, and I can say this from my own country, I mean, it's hard to have a team that, it's gonna motivate you, and it's gonna, push you hard to really go for the extraordinary. I mean, we are, happy with good and maybe exceptional. I mean, nobody really is reaching for the extraordinary. So the people around us is super important, because I mean, we're just the reflection of the expectations of people around us. And if you surround yourself with people that want, different results, I mean, higher, results and better results for their lives, I mean, it's going to be an amazing journey for everybody. I mean, we are the proof of it. I mean, you, me, Fred, Target, George Bovell, that group that we had in 2009. I mean, it's just a group of people that want to be special, that want to be extraordinary. And once you have that level of standards, and you have those, kind of people around you, I mean, that's when you become pretty much unstoppable.